Okay, so this movie is called Highlander, and I'm only doing this review by viewer request. And I got to say, oh, thank you so much for recommending this heap of shit to review. I mean, my God, of all the fucked up films that I've ever seen, this movie goes and finds a whole new level of how to suck absolute balls. Because, like, and I have never seen this in a big time Hollywood movie before, but like, they clearly wanted to go and make some kind of fancy historical drama or whatever, but like, they must go all out and bust their budget or something and like, totally run out of fucking money halfway through filming this movie. And so like, instead of just giving up and bailing on the whole thing altogether, they just keep cutting from the olden times to like the modern day, like we won't fucking notice or something. I mean, like, they totally give up on all the costumes and everything, and they keep trying to tell the same fucking story from like the history times. And also, like, to try to throw us off what they're doing, they go back to the start of the movie and put some modern shots back in before they ran out of money, to try to make it seem like it was all supposed to be like that all along. Like they think we're fucking stupid or something. But anyway, because it keeps cutting back and forward to the past and that, it makes it real hard to actually say what the fuck is supposed to be going on in this movie. But I'll give it a go. So, it starts with this one guy, and he's a real creepy kind of guy, you know? The kind of guy who would go to a wrestling match and then sit there in the dark and not actually watch the wrestling. You know, a real creep. And then whoops, what do you know? Now we're back in the olden times, because it's the start of the movie and they've still got a fucking budget. So the creepy guy is supposed to live in the olden times in Scotland, I'm guessing, by the name of the movie and the fact that there's never any sun in the fucking sky. And the creepy guy gets into this battle and he meets Marilyn Manson, which is cool as fuck. I like the thing he does that he calls music. Singing can be a bit torturous sometimes, but I think that's supposed to be the point. Anyway, the creepy guy is really shit at sword fighting, so he just gets stabbed in the chest, which basically counts as losing in a battle. But rather than dying, he sleeps it off like he's got the whiskey sweats. You know what it's like when you gotta go to bed and you can't have another whiskey for about 8 hours. Anyway, the people in the village start to cotton on to the fact that he's a creep, and they're all like, yeah, fuck this dude, he's a creep. So they turn against him in a way which seems kind of brutal, but if you know Scotland, then you'll know they're actually wishing him a warm and cheery goodbye. I mean, fuck me, I've seen a lot worse than that at closing time in the pub. If you're an Englishman drinking in Scotland, you don't wait around after last orders, because whatever's gonna happen, you ain't gonna fucking like it. I saw someone drive an old man's mobility scooter into a river once because he didn't like that the old man pissed up his bar stool, and that's a fucking fact, so don't come at me with accusations of stereotyping people. Anyway, where was I? Oh, that's right, the Highlanders. So, this creepy guy gets kicked out of his village, which is fair enough. I mean, I wouldn't trust him to look after a legless dog, if you know what I mean. And this creepy guy, he speaks funny all the way through the movie. They even point it out. Like Earthling ain't his first language or something, you know? But when he tries to speak Scottish, my God, I mean, fuck me. I mean, I ain't Scottish, and even I find it fucking offensive. I mean, he talks like he's gargling with a frog's cock in his mouth. I mean, he really butchers the fucking accent, like he's actually trying to murder the Scottish dialect or something. And another weird thing they keep doing in this movie is swapping the main actress, like we won't fucking notice or something. I mean, that bitch is a totally different bitch to that bitch. And in the modern day parts, they couldn't get either of them into America, so they go with a totally different actress again. A third actress, playing the same character. I mean, what the fuck? This film was put together with a fucking sledgehammer, because an axe or a machete was just too fucking sharp. I mean, it's an absolute fucking mess. Anyway, where was I? Oh, that's right. The creepy guy is in the Highlands, butchering Scottish. And you ain't gonna believe this, but Sean Connery turns up, dressed like a Spanish peacock. And he's playing an Egyptian, pretending to be a Spanish bloke. And as bad as the creepy guy's accent is, at least he makes an attempt. But Sean Connery just don't give a fuck. And he don't make no attempt to speak Spanish or act like hieroglyphics or something. He just goes right ahead and keeps using his normal voice, like all the great actors do. You know, lazy cunts. So, in this movie, you've got a French bloke playing a Scottish bloke, and a Scottish bloke playing an Egyptian bloke, pretending to be a Spanish bloke, but sounding like he's fucking Scottish. And I got to ask, what the fuck? Did someone go and mix up the names on the casting cards or something? Did they give the wrong scripts to the wrong actors here or fucking what? And not only that, but all of the music in this movie is played by Queen, because that's normal, yeah. They went to one of the world's greatest rock bands and asked them to make all the music for their weird ass movie. And Queen said, yeah, sure we'll do it. But we're kind of expensive. You're not going to run out of money halfway through filming this, are you? And the filmmakers went, nah mate, because they're total fucking liars and really bad at spending money, which is why I got fired from running that children's hospital. And look, I realise that I haven't done much of a review of this film so far because I've just been rambling on about my own shit, but I don't think there's much going on really. And it's like impossible as fuck to work out what's actually supposed to be going on because this film's all over the fucking place. But look, I'll give it my best shot. Best I can figure out, this creepy guy can't die. And I know that don't make no sense, but that's what it seems to be. And like, they don't go anyway into explaining it any, or trying to let you figure it out. This dude just can't die, and that's it. Shut your fucking face. So, once we swallow that heap of bullshit, it seems the creepy guy and Marilyn Manson aren't exactly the best of friends. And they keep getting into fights, and Marilyn Manson keeps kicking his ass. Because, like I say, the creep's a real shitty sword fighter. I mean, he doesn't even know what a sword is sometimes, and just tries using a pole and shit. So he turns to the Spanish peacock for help, to train him up in a 10-minute long training montage that don't ever show the sun once, because it's fucking Scotland. And after the creepy guy has spent 4 fucking ever putting all of his faith in this Spanish peacock bloke and getting trained up to be as good a swordsman as he is, then suddenly Marilyn Manson shows up and cuts Sean Connery's fucking head off, like as if to prove there was no fucking point to it at all. And I got to say, I kinda like this Marilyn Manson character. He's blunt and right to the point, you know? He don't like Sean Connery's acting, so he busts in there and cuts his fucking head off. I mean, he ain't mincing his words. You know exactly what the motherfucker is thinking, especially if he don't like your acting. Anyway, it's about this point in the movie they start to run out of money. After they had this big sword fight that goes and knocks a fucking castle down. And it's like clearly written by an American or something, because like, that's not what castles do. In fact, they were kind of built to do the exact opposite of that. But whatever. So, then like, as the film is running out of money, they just keep cutting back to the old times in the modern day, and then sometimes they can't even afford the right fucking costumes. And his girlfriend gets really old and dies, and then she's young and back alive again, and all the time the creepy guy keeps getting killed but he can't die. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. That's what's going on, isn't it? He's living on through time because he can't die, isn't he? Oh, fuck me. That's going to make this movie even fucking harder to review. Ah, fuck it, we're just going to keep going. So, this creepy guy is getting stalked by Marilyn Manson. Wait a minute. Does that mean Marilyn Manson's been around forever too? Hold on, wait a minute. I think I finally figured this movie out. Yes, I've got it. Okay, so, Marilyn Manson has got a time machine and he's chasing this creepy bloke through all the time because he's the biggest fucking creep in history. And he's trying to cut his head off, which is like a bit of an overreaction when it comes to dealing with the creepy dude. But Marilyn Manson is a fucking time cop, and he's got one better than James Bond's license to kill, because he's got a license to fucking behead people, which is 10 times more fun. It's gotta be. So, Marilyn Manson chases the creepy guy through time, trying to kill him, and Alan North is in this movie, looking and acting in the same way he does in every fucking movie he's ever in. He's a fucking legend. Anyway, from what I can figure out, this shit must go on for damn near 500 years or something. Which tells you that Marilyn Manson ain't too good with a sword either, you know? Anyway, after 5 centuries worth of sword fighting practice, they finally figure they might just be good enough to actually have a stand-up fight. And of course, they're both fucking wrong. I mean, they haven't learnt shit of how to sword fight over the last half a fucking millennia. I mean, they're fighting in the pitch black, running up to each other without any cover, hitting fucking everything around them but each other, until eventually, after they've smashed the shit out of literally everything, the creepy guy cuts Marilyn Manson's head off. And that's the fucking movie. So what was the point of that? Are we supposed to like the creepy guy now or what? I mean, the movie goes to try to make it look like he's suddenly not a creepy guy anymore at the very end. So what's it saying? If you're a creepy guy, cut a famous rock star's head off and you won't be a creepy guy anymore. Is that what this film's fucking message is? I mean, fuck me. I'm surprised Marilyn Manson agreed to be in this movie. He's taking a fucking risk, isn't he? Sending out that kind of message. I mean, it's like he's begging to be killed by some deranged fan. But whatever, that's his business. I mean, look at Marilyn Manson. He's not exactly not a creep, is he? But like I say, that's his business. And he played a way better character than the creepy guy for sure. He made it look like he was having way more fun through the whole fucking film. And as for this fucking movie, well, fuck me. It's dark, it's twisted, and with a totally fucked up message. I'll give it 9 out of 10, but it's still a stupid fucking movie.